Well, guys. You clicked on this video and you want to learn more about this thing I've discovered recently that, well, evolved from just like the penny thing of like, oh, just gonna come up to a person and ask for a penny and see how they fucking behave. Alright, will they actually give me the penny or not? It is a robbery. It's the most pathetic robbery ever. I just want a penny. But I want it really badly. I want you to have physical cash and pennies as well. So the requirement all of a sudden it's pretty high. You wouldn't actually recognize how high my requirement is all of a sudden. Just asking for a penny is kind of a high requirement. You know, money is supposed to be something that buys you things that you need. Or, I mean, we could establish things that we need in society, but I don't see people talking with each other. So, the other thing we can do is buy things still, even when there's inflation. And is there a better way to deal with this? Well, only establishment basically survives when it comes to inflation. This is the only reason why you can actually protect your goods by locking them in. These are established stores. Everything else gets fucking destroyed under the purge. That's the transition, though. Are we gonna transition into a cashless society, though? Not really. There's always a way to get the best of both worlds. But to combine the powers of physical cash and digital representation of that cash, to combine the best of both worlds, it will take some time. You know, it will take cunningness and willingness to actually solve the problem of understanding that physical cash is really, really powerful, and digital cash is very easy to navigate through. All right, so you give something physical, you lose some pennies or whatever, and you don't have to count them. You just give some pennies, and you lose some digital currency at the same time. And you might get some change back really quickly. Who cares? Just to normalize your pocket of it has to go down to where it's supposed to be. So we're basically gonna be playing with pennies. This is probably the solution, right? We're gonna be playing with coins or cash if you like that so much. But you can imagine bitcoins, right? While the system will normalize it. So if you overpaid or underpaid, if you deserve to have more coins physically, then or you just lost your coins for some reason, they will be deducted. If you lose coins, you will lose value. All right, but you will always have to have a certain amount of coins. So it will slowly normalize no matter what happens. You will always have a certain amount of physical coins. There's a way to do it. Absolutely. So when I ask for a penny, yeah, it is what it is. And technically, there's another problem. How can you transfer coins to another person? Just by giving them is not actually gonna work, right? It's just not gonna work because the system will normalize it. The system will not recognize your digital thing. If we go full digital, just 100%, we can't actually transfer cash between each other, and that's game over. that means government wins and society just collapses. All right? Meaning that now I'm feeling like, oh shit, every single society, every single country has to solve these problems very carefully. And I have to work very hard for idiots that I don't like. Imagine that. I don't feel like a slave, but because I also work for myself, right? So how do we solve this? How do we transfer money by giving physical coins? Transferring physical coins. Well, we all have smartphones, so that's that. Now you know. We just use smartphones, and we actually give physical coins, but with smartphones, we also have to transfer. So we have to actually do two things at once. While in the grocery store, we just give coins because those are easy to scan. But technically, you know, you just pull a hand out, someone else pulls a phone out, they scan the amount of coins, and you just transact. That's it. It's very important for transaction to be physical, all right? So pull out your phone, scan the coins, and peer-to-peer transaction complete. There you go. Yeah, it pisses me off because nobody's gonna fucking watch this video. It's like, how can I test my ideas if I cannot fucking test my ideas with anyone? If nobody likes me, you know, it's the greatest thing, the greatest fucking marketing scheme of all time. There's no good people, so all ideas just die instantly. You know, no matter how good they are, it doesn't matter. They need presentation and marketing. Oh no, then they're really dead. They are really dead. That means lying to people is more effective than telling the truth. Holy shit. It happens all the time. The greatest billionaire of all time, Elon Musk, is the greatest liar. You know, it is what it is. I'm sorry to break it to you, but we got fooled so badly, we have to tone it down a little bit, don't we? We have to figure out the facts now and how not to fucking lose money and make people rich by doing so. You know, all I hear about is scams and people fucking going insane, slowly and surely, an economy going collapsing, going towards collapse. Like, that's all I hear. It's like, when are we going to turn around? Who has solutions? Who wants to listen? Who wants to do things? Excuse me? Me? Just me? I'm the only one? And then there's TikTok people who sort of do the thing. But they also need to get maximum views, so they have to lie about how they feel, and they have to lie about how much impact they're making. So maximum eyeballs is definitely gonna solve the problem, right? Maximum views is like absolutely, yeah, that's the highest priority though. If you have an idea, you have to give it to maximum eyeballs. Not always the truth, but you know, you see my flaws, all right? I just simply need help though. So where were we? Yeah. Physical transactions are ridiculously important. Just having physical things. All right, just knowing exactly how much stuff you have. Having a little purse. Why is it so important though? Because those things are just valuable in general. All right. In general, they're valuable. They're going to be recognized some other different ways. You can probably exchange that into different currencies. But I mean, The question is not that. The question is why. Like you have to understand how much money you're actually exchanging into what items. You have to feel the difference. You have to feel the quantity. You have to have that muscle memory, basically. When you just see pixels on the screen, you don't get anything, unfortunately. There's certain amount of feeling that you have to attach to valuable things, and coins are supposed to be pretty, and they could be anything. These coins could be anything. Any size, any color, anything inscribed in them, they would still have pretty much the same value. And in fact, they could even be cards. They could be different sort of tokens. They could be anything. All right. Somewhat they will have similar amount of value. Do we need different amount of value? I don't know. Maybe 3 times of coins. But we don't need to overcomplicate things. We just need to find the perfect balance, the perfect price for everything. Where the price doesn't change, the coins doesn't change, but how you earn that thing changes. So the prices cannot inflate. It's your effort that can deflate, basically, in value. Effort. I think that's completely legit possibility, right? There could be with digital currency, there's even more funny business we can do, right? We can make coins more valuable if you have less coins. We can make them more valuable. If you pour, your coins are valued more. Meaning that you will always be able to afford necessities, but you won't be able to just throw money away that easily. So if you pour, you will always have just that bonus thing. It's weird. Or you will never really lose coins because they're just valued more in that sense. Than what it's weird. Like building a perfect system, it would take time, but I don't hear anyone doing it, and everyone just wants to advertise when the project is complete, which is not how game development works, unfortunately. I just have to remind you guys what game developers actually do. Game developers entertain ideas. And this one is pretty important. Yeah. It might save some people's lives if we just find an upgrade or a different ecosystem that we can just start building upon and contributing, all of us, in different ways. So that's where I evolved, basically. Making games? Yeah, I don't think I want to do that anymore. Because games are detached from reality often enough, and that's how they're being treated right now. So, uh, now I have to come up with a new word for this. But I will still call myself a game developer, just a very, very high level. Alright. We can call it Echo, because we're trying to build an ecosystem. So we start with one echo, then we get 2 echoes. That sounds cool. I never heard echo as a word. Second, I don't know. I don't know what it means. All right, let's just forget about it. I don't know what it means. Because meaning is only meaningful if it's reoccurring enough and makes sense. Anyways, moving on. I just have to, make a pause and appreciate uh how much I like making these videos, especially now that I'm tired, but I don't want to go to sleep because I'm suffering from insomnia. This is the only thing that, not really suffering, but I would really love to go to sleep, but I can't. So I still have energy, I'm in that state sometimes. And the best thing to do is just do the video. Yes, sometimes it's good to do exercise, whatever you feel like you can do. But I'm like exhausted in so many ways. And this is one thing where I can just squeeze myself out regardless. I can use energy regardless. It feels too natural. But I have to like put as much effort into it because if I don't squeeze myself fully, like I will not get a good sleep, unfortunately. Yeah, there's so many life experiences that have presented to me have been presented to me, but I don't know how to build either my own experience or just how to how do I get one. They were presented to me. I don't know how to get one. When I say that, like I went to school, I went to workplaces, and then I got arrested when I came back home twice. Mm. For stupid reasons. And yet, it still was an experience, and it was actually ridiculously positive because now I just sit here on government money, and I don't have to worry about a thing. I don't have to worry about work, and most people should be in a state like this, somewhat free, from problems. But in order to free ourselves from problems, we have to take back what's rightfully ours. Ability to have a home, have a shelter of some kind, ability to be stable, and, well, yes, we have to maintain our presence. We have to do something. We cannot be lazy. Otherwise, we can be kicked out for a certain amount of time. I don't know. But who's going to take our space, right? Who deserves space? Who deserves to live in places? How do you make the most efficient, livable space imaginable? Right? It feels like I'm in like a ridiculously efficient space. The apartment buildings with small rooms, I think I'm comfortable this way. I don't need a big room. I need creativity, not space that I cannot fill in. The moment you get smarter, it's very difficult to actually uh, fill space because you want other people to do it. You know, I'm the smart one. I'm okay. I'm okay floating around from one thing to the other when I go outside. As long as people are friendly, though. And so it's a realization that basically what I'm trying to do is, and use the internet for, is to train myself to be a better human being. But then another thing that I have to do is be a gravity pull in order to convince people to come here, take what's rightfully ours, because these apartments are still cheap, but you have to kick these people out of their homes. You just gotta kick them out. It's cool to stab a landlord. Maybe that's not gonna work. But kicking people out of their homes here, I would suggest, come, come travel here. Let's see what we can do. Let's unite forces. Obviously, it sounds hostile, but there's always a way to do it, and you wouldn't even notice unless you do a rape in small doses. So welcome, guys. The introduction had nothing to do with the actual video, which we're supposed to explore the whole concept of, yeah, a really, really bad word, guys, that I can't say too many times. But what does that mean, right? I'm gonna use, no, I don't know. I want to, like, use topic, so T for topic, in case I'm talking about that. But the idea is, I'll use topic. Topic idea is about testing how person reacts to small inconvenience. So you take a plastic bag where you have to pay 1 cent for it, and you just visibly take it away for yourself. You know, stash it on your ear. Just annoy, for the sake of annoying people. You just do it for, I can't do it. Again, that's what makes me small as well as a smart person. I cannot fucking risk it, bro. I can't do it. Just like I've told before, here's me, here's the empty space. I am earth, wind. I do not have courage or niceness. I have to have my own personality, bro, and explain things my own way and operate in my own way, basically. Once I die, I will take the world for myself. You know, I'm gonna get a copy of this reality, and if you guys don't appreciate this reality, I'll just take everything. All right, from you guys, from everyone who's listening and not listening. I'll just take your reality. I'll take it from my, yes, I'll just take it in my pocket. All right, when I die. That's how it works. Matrix doesn't lie. This reality is garbage if you don't love it properly. But I'm sure you guys will figure out how to do that properly, so I'll just move forward and nothing bad is gonna happen. Yeah, because like when Michael Jackson died, he became very popular. How did that happen? And kept being popular. Was he trying to hijack reality? What an asshole. I want to do it too then. Fuck it. When Hitler died, he still made history. Damn, what a dude. He's ingrained into our hearts. We're all Nazis now. God damn it, bro. What a dude. Putin is trying to ingrain himself into our brains so he can die in peace and start trying to steal the world. You know, if we don't love it enough, he might fucking do it. I'm not the only one trying to pull off this fucking cloud of nonsense, basically. Cloud of chaos. Test your hearts and minds. Do you really want to live, or are you just gonna roll the dice one more time? Because you got a free life. It's just a dice roll. You know, maybe you don't like this one. Maybe you just want to move on. Ask yourself this question. There's so many solutions to so many problems, unfortunately. And being an NPC is not one of those solutions. No. Being a robot, just doing repetitive things, doing weird things that I cannot fucking understand. No, I don't subscribe to that. But that doesn't mean that I'm not in control. Alright? That I'm somehow fearful of people's emotions when I have leveled up past that point. If the only thing I get to experience is other people's emotions, like you guys don't understand what we're talking about. So, it pisses me off. I go to anywhere, and people lack opinions. They don't lack self-esteem by any means. They're emotionally, like, well-equipped to be demonic as imaginable. But when it comes to generating opinions, I am not lazy enough for that, man. Oh no, I'm so busy doing drugs and smoking and drinking. I'm so busy, you know? I'm so busy. I don't want to be sober and generate opinions. That is like the most difficult thing. I want to go outside. I want to touch grass right now. I want to escape. Oh my God. I want to rob some stores and, like, drive around and travel. Oh my God. Oh my God. But opinions? Generating one opinion just to be able to fucking exist? That's pretty difficult for most people. Holy Jesus. Now, the question is, have I generated an opinion? What was my first opinion that I generated? We have to start meditating on that one, right? Well, I don't have time for that. All right, that's my opinion. I don't have time for this shit. I have done it. It's in my heart now. And we're going to talk about it eventually. It's a cool question, I'm not going to lie. It's a cool question. And people who create content, sometimes by accident, they throw an opinion about something. They kind of just have to. It's their job. An influencer, they try to have an opinion, but they retract immediately, even most influencers retract great amount of their opinions when in danger. How the fuck does that happen? Do you get flooded or something? Do you know how to create an air pocket underground? Do you not know how it works? Let me fucking show you. Have you not played Minecraft? Alright, let's go to the Matrix. I'm gonna show you how to make an air pocket underground. So, honestly, it is probably a bit more difficult than it seems. But I'll just do it the Minecraft way. So there's a lot of water here. Alright, and this is where the opinions hide. Below emotions. Here's the opinions, thoughts, and all that shit. Basically, if you have thoughts, you are actually not an NPC anymore. You are your own person. You're thinking with your head for the first time in 20 million years. Holy shit. The dinosaur has been awakened. You can choose. You can do things. You can frustrate people and still get away with it because you are a unique person. And you have to be respected for thinking. Well, other people don't want to think. They just want to do things that would benefit them. They want to find the win-win situations. But at some point, we're going to run out of win-wins. Win-win-win. The sun is going to be too hot. The moon is going to be too cold. What are we going to do? There's no win-wins. The technology sometimes breaks down. Sometimes we're just entitled idiots. There's poor people trying to attack us. What do we do? Too hot, too cold. Where do I go now? I can't escape. Problems. God damn it, man. And then you will slowly run out. Because you're fucking adult. You didn't grow up that way, for forever. Whoever is still an emotional human being, you still pretty much have parents of some kind. You still have authority over watching you and trying to help you grow. All right? And hoping that you will actually get here to this point and fucking drill in on your own free will into the realm of opinions. All right? Just freely by yourself, you will do that. I didn't do that freely by myself. I had to do it out of self-defense. I'm doing everything out of self-defense. But I'm still doing it. So the credit is still mine. But, you know, I'm still a very, very unique person. I have to do this out of self-defense. I don't have even that many choices. The only choice is like, oh, there's cool pixels on the screen. Let me entertain myself with that. But in general, choices? Nah, bro. I don't see it. And yes, so I'm also trying to like be very logical, very efficient. So I don't have much freedom. I don't have much resources to work with. I have to move forward all the time to get new and better resources to upgrade everything I have constantly. So I have to constantly move forward through Earth, basically, where my opinions get better, the technology that I use get better, and you would think like everyone kind of, you know, copycats each other, and everyone's kind of the same anyways. Why do you need opinions? What's that all about, right? Fuck that shit. But someone has to invent something. Someone has to dig in deeper to be able to solve problems. This is why I just, again, naturally did that, because I am constantly riddled with problems, and it doesn't fucking stop. It doesn't stop. I look around myself, and I'm like, shit, I have no friends. And there's no solution to that. Not anymore. I just have to like leave them behind and hope that there will be a solution at some point, and I will be able to chase that at some point. But right now there isn't. There's some kind of higher priority target that will open up more doors in general, right? So, opinion. I always ask simple question, and I will always ask the same thing. We cannot have a conversation until you have a fucking opinion. It can even be the same opinion, but it will always be different because it came from your brain and not someone else's brain. If you just copy and paste a quote that everyone knows, or you can search through Google, I mean, it's still different, but it didn't came from your brain, so you can't even explain it fully, you know. So at least rephrase the quote that you like so much, just out of your memory. Say how it is. But if you just memorize it, I'm sorry, bro. Exactly, memorize it exactly. You will still have to explain what it means. So it's the best self-defense. If someone feels generic, you just try to ask, what do you mean? You know? Alright, so how do you do the air pocket? You dig backwards a little bit. Alright? And only when people are pouring down water on you, or you yourself feel stressed, you know, you just drill deeper. Technically, it could be meditation. It could be any sort of escapism, but you just drill backwards. And the water just tends to not follow you. It just tends to gravitate. Tends to, until it fills up the whole thing. Then it just fills up whatever. So how do you actually escape? What kind of pocket do you have to create? Well, you create a pocket and you block it off. It's the only way. All right? Create an air pocket and immediately block it. So somehow you have to build some kind of opening where the water still is rushing through. So you basically have to, when you get attacked by water, you have to go backwards, right? You have to go back, create an air pocket, block it off, the water fills up, and now you have to reset your progress, basically. in a way, to actually defend yourself, you just block yourself off instantly. And you do not allow stupid people to send you emotions. You do not allow that. And if you want to allow them, just create a pocket where they cannot reach you. They cannot fully, you have privacy basically from them. Because you need that. That's the strategy. The moment you have an opinion, you block off disrespect, you block off people access towards you. Now you can actually behave in a completely different manner. All right, blocking things off, yeah, is the only time you actually reasonably can block people from your life. If you don't want to tell them everything, if you actually have opinions that you don't want to talk about, it's just a very respectable thing, right? Like, if I'm racist, am I gonna brag about it all the time? Personally, I will, but I don't recommend other people to do it, you know. And a lot of people immediately get offended if you try and block them, basically. They immediately get offended, but they don't know what to do about it. Because if you block their emotions, that's the only manipulation that they usually have, and then they stop there. And it feels so stupid for me, but most people just get to this point in life and they die. Just, they here and they stay here and they die here. And it's pretty fucking pathetic. It is how it is. And it basically, in this position, your lifespan is undetermined. You can die at any point. You can be expendable or you can be expendable. All right? You can die immediately, or you're just going to be a worker, you know, a little bit of an insect helping us pollinate some flowers, you know, make some more babies or something. That's who you're going to be if you just emotional garbage. All right? But if you learn how to generate opinions, we can talk about deeper things. Finally. And now we coming to the point where I can explain why does poison in small doses. We have to, you know, remove the toxic thing, unfortunately. Poison in small doses. It's kind of like suffering, but it's a little bit different. It's more of a, you press the button, you get electric shock, and you learned your lesson, basically. You learned your lesson very quickly and effectively. Not to do that. Not to play with things that cause you pain. But, you know, it's... I don't think it's that simple. You can think your thing because you have the right to have original opinions. And originality is what's gonna, you know, allow you to connect to proper people, proper level people. Now, yes, there's a risk that not a lot of people are gonna be willing to dig this deep. And on the internet, it's a different ecosystem, right? So the investment is different for different people, right? So when I'm talking about this, technically I'm still, you know, a person that's supposed to touch grass or whatever, and not so over-invest into the internet. But I did because I have no choice. This was my only escape. Because the abuse around me is pretty much insurmountable. It has been piling up more and more, and as a poor person, I wasn't able to actually get a grip on life. I just couldn't. All right, the abuse was already too much, and technically that's either why internet was invented or why internet is so well populated, because a lot of people feel abused in a very similar way. There's something wrong in the system abusing us constantly. All right. So we're being abused, but internet is a wonderful way to escape that abuse. And the question mark is, what's going on? What are we being abused with, necessarily? So, as I've explained my life story, like, slowly friends kind of like turned on me. They became kind of weird and boring, and then just sort of abusive. But they can't, show their true faces and true intentions. They can't do that. Maybe until the last moment, until our relationships get colder, and they feel like they can do it finally because they have ripened their hatred. They created a predator sort of relationship where you cool your feelings towards someone, and then you can attack them because you have spent so much time cooling off and forgetting things, basically, and pretending that everything that I've done was actually me abusing you and not the other way around. That's what abuser does. And why they have to be somewhat under check, but I don't give a fuck, bro. I will come to your life and fix your shit because I have opinions. I'm not scared as other people are. That's what abusers do. Abusers abuse themselves, forget about you, and blame you for all those bad things that just somewhat are happening. Anything that bad that happens is you're to blame. And this is just strictly disrespectful because either we are having a humane conversation or you're just attacking me, right? It could be that I'm attacking you, but like, jeez, where's the proof? Where's the proof for that? Usually abusers don't care. They're not gonna give you a proof of anything. But the idea that there's so many abusers just by default is actually baffling to me. But you know what? They lost the opportunity. The opportunity to understand the internet is they're still in the first stage of it. They're still stuck here, and they don't see an entrance because they haven't figured out how to drill into the earth, into generating opinions. They haven't needed that because their abuse is working so well. They're getting so much value out of it that it's they're never gonna change, right? We'll see about that because I like to poke them with a stick, make them angry, and then just disappear whenever it's appropriate, whenever I just feel like it. They feel like they're in control, but you just poke them with a stick, they get angry, they throw everything they have at you, and they miss every single shot, unfortunately. But you have a safe space to escape their abuse. If you have opinions, if you have your own thought process. If you don't have your own thought process, you can be manipulated, and sometimes you won't be able to access your safe space because you don't have a key. You might be locked out randomly, and then what do you do? What if your leader becomes manipulated, the thing that you rely on? I want my landlord to take care of things. I want police to take care of things. Well, not always gonna work out that way. So you have to be very careful with this. And not poke abusers without a reason. You have to poke abusers to test if they want to respect you or not. Especially my ex-friends, the people that I actually spend time with. Have they just deleted their memories of me? You know, it's fancy, but they didn't. They don't forget about you entirely. They forget about all the good things and they remember the bad things. You know, that's how it works. Or they say that everything bad that happens, they will remember that one. That one matters a lot. And they try to amplify the damage that you're causing them and try to act like victims, basically. But it's still an abusive behavior either way. And it's just so stupid. Like, what kind of manipulation is that? How you beat that manipulation in general? And in internet space, unfortunately, you can't beat that because you're still moving forward. Like, you need to complete a whole fucking course. To be able to punish them, you have to complete a whole course. I have to become, you know, a celebrity, basically, in order to punish people who just started and they don't want to finish the race. Because they're just like, fuck that shit. But they could be just rooting for you and just decided to not do anything and just accept defeat, an absolute and crushing defeat. So you don't know. You have to respect that as well and move on and do your thing, basically. It's pathetic if they never actually gave you any positive reinforcement. That means they're just going to be completely obliterated. Because there's also a choice, right? They existed in your life, but they could be negative or positive, right? They could be reinforcing or just not capable of even reaching the peak point where they understand that positivity is better than negativity. It's just a simple principle, but they don't understand that. And same goes with opinions. Negative opinions are better than positive opinions. It's always like, it keeps switching. Why? Positive opinion, there's no such thing as a positive opinion, first of all. It's just a non-existent opinion of just, it's a fluffified piece of nonsense, basically. A negative thing is gonna trigger a bunch of buttons and it's gonna settle down very quickly. It's gonna be a little bit of an explosion in your mind and it's gonna be, wow, it's a wow moment. Wow, that was fast. That was intellectual. That was impressive. That was a checkmate. You can respect a checkmate, even if it happens to you. You know, a checkmate, here's a new idea that you never thought about. And I keep generating those, you know. So the only question I have left is, when will I escape the realm of opinions and do something more? I guess it's a realm of action. And it does feel like I'm just going all in right now and training myself to take maximum action. And maybe I already fucking broke through without even realizing. But I don't have any friends. So, or is that not relevant? Well, it must be relevant. But we're gonna explore that later. So the world is a little bit twisted, but it's very, very easy to figure it out. You always expect a twist. You just always expect for things to just flip around. So, yeah. It's weird. But having positive emotions is so liberating and so simple. And if you have negative emotions, you're a very young person on that platform. And you need to fix your shit as quickly as possible. You need to find a different outlet than just do it in public. All right, you can't be just negative in public. You can't just cry in the middle of the store. Like, no one likes that. No one likes that that parent that has a crying child in a store. Like, fuck that shit, right? You just brought negative emotions into public space. So you keep your privacy, and then when you become positive, now you have to be fully public. And once you have exhausted and got bored of that, you dig deeper into yourself, into exploring who you want to be, who you can be in general, and how to generate opinions. Now, where do we go from here? Well, I'm gonna go to sleep. That's how I feel. Ugh. Hopefully I exhausted myself. But yeah, just before going to sleep, you know, you gotta tell a little bit of a story, which is kind of fascinating, right? Like people did that back in the day. They open a fucking book and they tell a story. Except I don't use books to read from them. I use books to attack people. All right? It's my weapon of choice. The only book I need is the one in my head, basically. And that's how things supposed to work. You have to master ability to just talk from the top of your head. Just create things out of nowhere. Even if it's floppy, like you still have to have that skill. And you can have so many tools that would help you be creative. And there's so many ways to do it, but it still pretty much means that one thing. So is opinion about being creative? Also, look at that. Opinion. It basically created itself. It's kind of crazy, dude. Nope. Nipple? Is that a nipple, bro? I don't know. I gotta go to sleep for real. What I'm thinking is abusive is to attack someone's self-esteem, basically. Alright? That's what bullying is about. Bullying is about attacking someone's self-esteem. And this is what I will explain how I was bullied at school. Nobody did anything to me, but nobody allowed me to have nice things. All right? Nobody fucking treated me as anything useful or interesting, you know. They try to stay away from being interested, or even if someone was like getting up close and personal in a way, would have to touch me of like, oh no, don't do that. You know, I looked creepy, but that's what happens. That's what happens when you just slowly take away someone's self-esteem and you feel like they're vulnerable and you take advantage of that. It's just gonna get worse and worse, and it's not my fault. I just simply had no materials to work with, no understanding at all of what's going on. And it's not like I can't blame other children if they wanted to be bullies or whatever. But they have to clean up their fucking act at some point and change their minds instead of infecting themselves with more bullying. Or even the people who I didn't thought were bullies, now they are. You know, now it's a hip thing for some reason. It's very, very cool to be a bully all of a sudden. Change of heart, it seems like. So, but that means they have been bullies the whole time. You know, they're changing history now, meaning that they have been bullies the whole time. You can basically flip all the cards. So there's a card matrix. All right. Yes, matrix is infinite and fucking scary, and the only way you can do it is by playing with it. So not bully, not bully, not bully. But then you're like, oh shit, I'm a bully actually. So you flip one card, but you know, you kind of you can just drown it and you can flip it back to being not bully. You know, you have a choice. But most people, when they become a bully, they just flip all the cards. They just erase history. And again, they pretend that you are the enemy. And I'll definitely accept that defeat, because if you become a bully just because of me, that is absolutely fascinating thing. I have manipulated you successfully to the maximum level. I'm not sure exactly how to test the last card. The last card, do you remember maybe? Is a good place to start. Throwing a memory in there and seeing how they tackle the memory. I'm not sure. Alright. I'm not really interested right now. It's not piquing my interest, but because for me, it's like if you're totally unreasonable and you don't care about my emotions in any sort of way, you're getting deeper and deeper into bullying. You're flipping more and more cards to the point where I cannot recognize you anymore. You are a different person, and you have to call it a victory. You turn someone into a bully, that means they're hostile, they're jealous, they have uh, dishonesty in their hearts of some kind, and they want to be your enemy, basically, for some reason. They want to treat you as your enemy, and that's it, basically. However, doesn't matter, all right? If they are cashier, they would lose their jobs. Would they lose their jobs just for you, just because you're a client? You're their client? Would they just sacrifice their jobs? I don't think so. But gotta be careful. Gotta be careful how you treat the people and how you treat customers. If you want to level up and actually have a job, you cannot be negative. You cannot be in negative space where children, nobodies basically, are climbing up to that space. You can't operate anything at all. You cannot earn any money that way. You earn money, you lose that. It's like gambling, basically. You think you're gonna earn money by buying lottery tickets. Like, it's the dumbest thing. That's negativity. You think like, oh, the world is so broken, I'll just play lottery instead. I'll just steal money or whatever. But you're not gonna solve anything by doing that. Because you steal your entire identity by becoming violent, by becoming a bully. And again, if I turn someone into a bully, I somehow successfully push them all the way back. Perhaps I have already completed the entirety of Internet Matrix. I have mastered the internet already without even realizing. I've already taken action, and even beyond that action, I have entered even some other space. But it's still internet, so it doesn't matter how many sluts I have and who can I talk to, directly, indirectly, whatever, right? It doesn't mean that things will happen in real life anymore. So there's a different puzzle as well. Which is why I say, normally, when you're coming out into the action space, it's not that it's action, but it's also reality. It becomes real. Everything you do becomes real. And that's the way you have to see it when you escape Earth. Because Earth is still, if you're inside it, you don't see much light. But when you go outside, now it's different story entirely. So that's a very fascinating thing to explore. Ugh. Yeah, also you have to dump a lot of feelings, because after you become insomniac, if you haven't actually fully expressed yourself honestly. to other people. But like I genuinely say that it's very difficult to do. It's very difficult to do. You sometimes have to like burn like a candle and just pray out loud and just make noises. And then birds can hear me and mock my noises, basically. I don't know. I don't know what they hear. Maybe they're just mocking me and not mocking my noises. You know, they're just saying, cheep, 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 as like blah, 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 assholes, stupid fucking birds. It's time to shoot the birds. Hunt them down, bro. I'll tell this very interesting thing. If you act as a bounty hunter, you'll become serial killer pretty fast. Because a bounty hunter is something that chases criminals, basically. Right? And you lock them up, and it's like, oh, that's my job. I just lock them up. But that's the whole fucking mind game of like, oh, I just locked up someone. They will still be able to live life. No, bro. You put them where they're going to be tortured. Prison is still semi-torture, where it's a pretty boring space, and you don't get high quality interactions at all, and the high hopes are gone, and there's no pretty girls. So it's basically torture. So you never know when you just become a serial killer yourself, because you're chasing serial killers and you're learning from them faster than you normally would. It's so easy to become the bad guy by constantly chasing bad guys and never actually adding any positivity into your system. It's so easy. It baffles me that people fucking do that, and they're so blind to it. It's amazing. Is the greatest way to become evil is to chase evil people and be unreasonable when you do that. It's like, oh, I'll just catch all the evil people, and that's all I will do. Oh, yeah. Oh my god. So there's so many traps, but they're so obvious that the first obvious thing is that you have to fucking learn. You have to learn all these crazy things. Learn them by heart, through telling stories over and over again. It's a really difficult process. And right now, again, most of the internet is stuck in this position. They don't know how to move forward. Most of the time it ends in failure, because you want to like get as much attention as possible, and attention floods your little fucking space, and then you drown. That's what happens. So most YouTubers say to themselves, okay, I'm not going to look into the comment section. I'm just not going to do that. Because they would drown. They have no control over it. Somehow you have to block your sensitive areas. They're not supposed to be flooded by people's attention. Because imagine, you have a girlfriend, you show your girlfriend, all of a sudden a bunch of people desire her, right? That's bad. You show valuable things that you have, all of a sudden people will desire that. Is that good or bad? If people are violent, it's really, really bad. Okay? You don't want to be flooded by violent people who saw you, and instead of going in their own way, they're just like descending onto you and just helping to flood regardless, They're losers. They haven't even finished their fucking ownership of their own emotions. And instead they just slam dunked into your world to flood it faster. They owned a victory because they discovered you as a weak person. But some people descend and they wait, and that is the stupidest thing they can do. You have to reach the peak, where a natural peak where everyone reaches that. Now, I couldn't do it again. I told you I was abused to some extent. All right. I'll rewrite the history and I will tell you guys I was abused, because that's how people want to believe, right? That's what they want to believe, at least. And now it is pretty weird. Honest, it is pretty weird in that sense. It is pretty scary. Maybe these people want to be abusers now, not because they were, but because I can defeat them now. But this kind of narrative is weird. All right. What kind of peak emotions am I supposed to get? What? If you don't tell me what, then you are the peak emotion. Killing you is my excellent glory. All right. Killing you is just, I guess, the body count, but the actual body count. Killing your ego and just stacking bodies. Because again, you can go back and rewrite history as much as you want. So the moment you take action, people will treat you as smart ass. If you do great actions, you can rewrite history and, you know, tell people that you were in fact inside the Matrix and you did all these things because you show to people how cool it looks like inside the Matrix. You impress people so much that you can rewrite history. And you in fact have to relive that rewritten history because people are going to follow your footsteps and try to achieve the same thing. So rewriting history is actually possible. And it can only go up and up. You can only go up and up until you hit the ceiling of just natural ceiling. And there's one more, because there's always four. This pattern is like super powerful. I'm like, it hurts to me to invent things and not feel appreciated. It really hurts. It's the most painful thing. But hey, I will rewrite history. And some people will be buried in the Matrix, in my digital world. They're just gonna be buried, playing games. Just like these people will be just crammed in here. We're gonna build a pyramid out of them. This thing can be sized up as much as you want. It's just not gonna break the limit. It can just break the ground with its size. It can be a leaf, something super sentimental, but it could all of a sudden become a really big symbol of you existing, like a pharaoh. You know, you stacked so many bodies that they fucking build a pyramid for your glory. I mean, possibilities are endless, basically, in life. It's crazy. The possibilities are crazy. But we have to focus on the topic, because I can lose myself. I will always come back to this pattern, but I may not come back to this idea as often. So we have to fully develop it, fully untangle what the value is of poison and where does poison exist in general. What is it? And technically this is poison. Negativity, negative opinions is the second tier level of opinions. The first tier is positive opinions, because you come from a positive place and you want the positive things, but you slowly realize those are not fully developed opinions. The fully developed opinions are actually very negative, and they allow you to like negate your inaction, negate yourself from doing stupid things, like not building physique, becoming fat, just giving in to someone else's suppression. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to allow them to do that. But that doesn't mean you have to take risks. You just learn how to defend yourself, how to force yourself out of bed and start doing things. You know, you actually have to be somewhat negative to yourself, saying that, well, fuck whatever you're thinking, whatever you're feeling, fuck that. We're just gonna do things. So yeah, it's the negative opinions that are gonna make you think, gonna make you react, gonna make you more interested in things. Negativity is like you asking a bunch of questions, and that's negative just by nature. A question of like, what's gonna happen if I do this? Oh shit, I have limited amount of time. How do I make my type more efficient? And I've asked question after question. What is this bullshit? What is this bullshit? Is it bullshit? And if I triangulate that it is, I have to make a video about it. That's how I decided. And it took me such a long process to get to that point. It's insane. The things you have to do to improve, and it's very satisfying to improve, in fact, but you have to constantly accept the negativity in terms of opinions. When I say negative, accept the negativity from, no, the things you say to yourself. You have to accept the negativity that if I don't do this, I will fail and I will feel miserable. You have to accept the negativity so you don't do it. You go outside and you do something that liberates you, you know? And once you learn true negativity, true opinions, negative opinions, you will be able to force yourself to do things. You'll be able to take actions. And at first you will take negative actions, which is wrong, as we learned. And then you will learn how to do positive actions. So everything flips around over and over again. And then, who knows what the last step is? I'm not going to explore that. But how fascinating is that, right? That is really fascinating. So negative actions and then positive actions. At first you defeat your enemies, defeat bad guys from the past, and then, god damn it, you find love, potentially, in this peak point. You find great relationships, you find new people they can truly trust, and then you start taking positive actions. So at those peak moments, something crazy happens, and again, you can still rewrite history. You can actually find relationships after you have went through the peak. You can still find yourself to be very attractive and very mature, even after this point. You can find yourself there, under control of your life and your history. So all of this is like super liberating stuff, really cool stuff. And again, at some point I will reach that peak, and we'll see how cool it is up there. I don't think I've reached it, but it is what it is. So because it's very difficult to define it on the internet, what's going on in my life. But I've definitely started taking action, which is unusual because, like, you would think, like, I need 30 years to do that because it's just a very cool number. But I'll take it, all right? I'll take it. I'll take it the way it is. Now, I'm not exactly sure how to come up to someone on the streets and demand for 1 penny, and then increasingly do bad things to them. But you can just get increasingly more angry and actually even use violence. Like, why the fuck you don't have a penny to give me? That's the big idea. And obviously, you have to increase violence exponentially if the next day they don't have the fucking penny. Like, it's supposed to be like the easiest thing to satisfy your needs, but someone is disrespecting you. Clearly, right? So, they deserve to be pushed around, they deserve to be eaten in the spiritual ways, just completely destroyed. If they can't afford to satisfy your simple needs, bro. If they disrespect you. So disturbing. What basically you're asking for when you give poison, but it's like, it's not poison, it's literally that. It's literally violence, but shortened into that word. So it's kind of like, it's impossible to, I guess I have to say theft, which will make Mark Passio turn in his grave. Theft in small doses, but why would he turn in his grave? Because everyone asks for money on YouTube, and it's actually theft. It's actually theft. Like, and simply because not everyone is contributing a penny, they cannot steal enough money. You know, out of 1,000 views, you get 1 penny. I mean, $1. So 1 penny is like 10 views. So only 10% of people are contributing a penny? That's unacceptable, bro. And not even once a day. Ridiculous. When you ask for something insignificant, you just want to be understood. All right? I'm asking for attention and I want to be understood. Again, I can't fucking do that. I cannot fill in this empty space. Unfortunately. This is why I like Monica very much. She fills the empty space of, you know, school. But she cannot fill in empty space of this, of action. Someone else has to do it. Who's gonna fucking do it, bro? Monica's wind, water, so she's here and here. All right. I can fill in this empty space. But when it comes to action, bro, I have a question mark. I will need something else to look at. For them to take action, for them to ask for pennies, you know? And not for a video, unfortunately. In a way, it's kind of like, yeah. But that's kind of like happening, right? Like kindness contents. But food is significant. Food is definitely significant. You just have to ask for a penny. And they're not supposed to ask. It's just the interactions. Like you can deal with that. Unless you don't have a penny. How are you gonna prove that though? Well, you don't have a penny this time. We'll see. We'll get you next time, bro. And it will allow you to actually be more social in general if you have social anxiety. But again, I cannot do it because it's just not my nature. I would put myself into a high level of risk. Holy shit, amount of level of risk. I will start shaking and not being able to do anything. I can elevate someone else to do it. And there's so many ways to ask for a penny, right? Even click subscribe, basically. Click that button. You know, you can unsubscribe anytime you want. Just click it once and then unsubscribe the next day. that's kind of like a similar amount of effort, you know. Hey, subscribe today for 1 day, you know. That's also robbery, basically. I'm robbing you right now, by the way. Yeah, put your hands up in the air. But see, it's not threatening because it's over the internet, over the space of intentions. I can't actually harm you or connect with you in that sense. Where you feel threatened, you feel like you don't know what's going to happen. On the internet, you know what's going to happen. You just see different pixels on the screen. Big deal. And you can just click away if you don't like it. That's it. It actually paints a very interesting picture, the Monica thing. Holy shit. I asked from Monica very little. And potentially Rami, another girl, appeared after school and asked if I respect her, and maybe that was invitation for adventure, but, you know, I was too shy. So I don't know. She was probably smart enough in her heart of knowing what the future holds and offering something, you know. It's just weird how you just know what you're doing when you're doing things. And I only figure out now, like, exactly how to formulate it. I asked for Monica very little, and I was satisfied. But then my friends tried. And he failed simply because he asked more. He was more desperate. I asked indirectly, but, you know, shit happens. The easiest thing Monica can give me is just ignorance, right? And it just kind of worked. It just kind of twisted my my time, basically. It just made me think for long enough until she disappeared and just ran away. And it's like, ah, shit. I guess you win. It's a weird one, but you win. You filled in that space. Congratulations. But then Sweet come along and couldn't actually defeat her. Because Sweet is barely like Monica is 4 times more powerful in influence to this day. So, is what it is. Except when Ariana Grande showed up, she also infiltrated some school memories. Like 3 times. 3 times, like, entangled in some school memories. And now I can expect that to keep happening because now I know what the fuck is happening. Rewriting history, boys. And technically that's what dreams are also meant to do. Respect dreams. They can help rewrite history. They can give you some ideas of how to feel about certain things. And you can't just allow dreams to completely rewrite history. You have to do that shit yourself, but it's definitely helpful as an idea, as a whisper in your ear that you can actually do that. It's crazy, bro. Like, I'm marinating in the weirdness of reality. It's unbelievable. So what was more than what I did with Monica? With Monica, I just send messages back and forth. My friend wanted to dance with her. Which is a lot because she didn't have a boyfriend, so it was still pretty big experience in her brain. I also wrote a book featuring her, so there's a big blob in there. of emotions, and now I have to dance with this fucking dude who's also my friend. It just twisted fuck, and the whole fucking class is gonna see that. Like, it's garbage, right? So I basically win against him, burying him in this fucking experience. Oh, oops. And he feels so bad about it. He said, you shouldn't, she's such a bad person. When he came into the room with me, she's such a bad person, you should never like her anymore. And it's like, I don't care. I liked her for the way it was. I didn't have to spend too much time with her at all. And a lot of it was just to, appreciate her existence in a way. She's a woman, she's attractive, or whatever, bro. Get a life. You didn't care, but you cared enough to dance. How cool is that? Ugh. So yeah, just reliving that moment, pretty satisfying victory. Not gonna lie. And that's the value of memories, bro. That is crazy. If you lose the memory, you can't relive it anymore. Ugh. That is the power of self-esteem. Power of self-esteem is mainly the ability to relive memories in a positive way. So it's always a fight. Always a fight to keep memories positive, no matter what. But now we're gonna relive them where Ariana just kicks Monica's ass. Even in that fucking party, bro. We're gonna rewrite a little bit. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Loneliness hits extra hard when people are also toxic around you. It's like, wow. We will never be friends, is the vibe. We will never be nice to you to be able to have a conversation or any sort of bonds whatsoever. That's, a win-win for both of us. We're never gonna do that. What the fuck, right? Like, these people want to fucking die? They want to feel what I feel, because I went pretty fucking deep. And I don't want to be fucking disrespected just by default. Just by default, You picked a side, oh, oops, now you can be disrespected. That's not how life works, bro. But maybe I picked a side so I can fucking kick you in the balls when I get disrespected. Maybe I did that unconditionally, unconsciously. Just someone had to do it. It's so annoying to wake up like this, where my day's ruined again. It just fucking ruined. Obviously, when I invented rape in small doses, I have sent it to the girl. And I had to explain, if people are not annoyed or bothered, they will stay in their little bubble, creating delusional version of reality. And that I receive plenty of rape to understand how that works. It makes me stronger, but like, I don't need this. I don't need this. I need to get a grip on something, basically. I need for other people to understand how fucking delusional they really are. That they think like some people get to suffer and I get to be a fucking just escape reality, for everyone being angry. But then they gonna fucking complain when their city turns into fucking hellscape. They're gonna be the ones complaining and not knowing what the fuck is going on. How do I escape? Where do I go? Well, fuck, it's too late now. Usually solutions are pretty fucking simple. but you actually have to work for it and recognize a rape when it's happening and be able to resist it and not grow it as everything else in the world. You know, let's grow that one. Let's allow it. Allowance is not a multiplier. I told you guys, if you multiply evil, it will destroy itself. If you just allow evil to manifest, it will destroy good things. All right? That's one thing you're trying to avoid, is to give evil good things. That's not the equation, unfortunately. Multiply evil without giving it good things as a sacrifice. Your time, your effort, you're just gonna allow it to manifest as if it's not. You have to go to war, basically, and scatter these fucking idiots. Do they want to die? I don't think so. So let's fucking challenge these morons. But it's getting very difficult, isn't it? So you have to pick up the right skills. And that right skill is, well, self-defense. But it gets out of control at some point. At some point, you just gotta leave. It's crazy, man. It's absolute madness. How do people live like this? Like, the views of San Francisco, like, you guys will need to watch the TikTok episode that dives deeper into this. It is crazy. It is crazy what people just allow to happen. Because they don't know. They don't know the solution. They have never allowed any annoyance to take place. They don't want to solve problems. So when the problems happen, they just take over very easily. And they will never be challenged. If evil does not get challenged, it will just manifest itself to the fullest extent. It's just that simple. I am also just complaining I'm still a young person, and I'm completely powerless when it comes to fucking helping anyone in some kind of physical way. Like, I definitely can't fucking do that, bro. I can barely defend myself, recognizing that I have no legal moves, and everyone is being fucking vicious and deadly, basically. They're squeezing every single opportunity to piss you off. They're squeezing now the opportunity. They think I am the one supposed to be receiving rape in small doses, man. Yeah, you pick wrong target. You grow me, I'm also gonna fucking show you evil. Because I just have to have both sides in order to maximize my power. I have to have the evil side and the good side. Because people allow both things to grow. And if I have diversity, so to speak, you know, the greatest diversity of all time. Diversity is also being evil, because the world is not, is allowing that. I don't know. You'll just grow twice as fast. You can be evil, you'll get the good things, and you can be good and defeat evil things. And you don't even have to sacrifice any piece of yourself to do it. Holy shit, I do in fact have diversity. I'm a very happy person within myself. Holy shit. Again, I have to remind you guys, I have no courage. There's no courage, and once I get courage, I will just spend it on myself. I'll just spend it across the internet. If I get triggered and I already have courage, which usually is just rage, but it is what it is, right? So I'll just spend it on the internet. You will see it. All right. If I am nice as a person, I'll just spend that niceness to for a celebrity. I'll just spend it. It's not a big deal for me. All right, I'll find a way to spend it because that's my allowance. Anything that happens here, this is allowance. I can spend it instantly. I don't have to worry about it. All right. But someone has to worry about it. Someone has to check if I'm doing the best I can. Someone has to challenge that. Not with toxicity, though. I can't spend that. Is that some kind of trick? Fascinating. But hey, shit, theft. I change it to theft now. God damn it. Well, that's the kind of like the main thing, because you would love to rape in small doses, to be honest. And in a way, people like call it grooming, and I'm like, grooming is fascinatingly, absolutely allowed, especially on the internet. Grooming is just the best thing you have ever seen, as long as it's definitely like not violent. If you want to fight for a children's attention and you want to grow a child, like the joke is on you. Like, you're not gonna have a good time just because you have a sexy, innocent little child in your circle of interests. You're not actually improving your life that way. So, like, if a person is gonna do just as much damage by grooming, he will do as much damage to himself as to the victim, basically. I mean, you don't have to like put it in the category of the worst things that ever happened in your life that you have to be annoyed by. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I just very disconnected. I want to be a part of a conversation. I want to find where people at, and usually I can dominate that place. But some fucking idiot is gonna fucking press a button and I will disappear. And it's like, why the fuck did that happen? So I'm so abused right now, I cannot find my place, right? I am abused because there's no shelter for me where I can exchange efforts to good things in general, right? So what do I have to now invent, like God or something? Like God of this universe. I have to invent good things for myself. Well, I agree. That's the way it goes. It's just, you're not gonna get any of those good things. If I make a card game, no, you're gonna be fucking trolled and abused, just like I was. And you think, you will like it at first. You will goddamn like it at first. But at some point, you're gonna be like, shit, how the fuck did I got this far? What do I do now? And I'm like, I'll say hi to you. I'm like, well, you have reached the end of the card game, where the only thing you can do is make your own card game. Thank you very much for playing. Go fuck yourself now. Only like exceptional people will be just, filtered out and be able to play the actual version or whatever. Go to heaven. What, are we manifesting heaven and hell? It pisses me off, like, why am I in hell, seemingly? But I'm not. I just see other people in hell, projecting that onto me. And they're just oblivious. They're just, like, completely fine with that. They have no remorse, nothing that would indicate that there's a way to save them, that there's a way to grab them and just, like, show them the fucking heaven, right? There's none of that shit. All right. You have to be violated. I am just grabbing your hand and trying to show you uh, good things. I've already mentioned that. Well, fuck me. Alright. It pisses me off, right? Grabbing your hands, dragging you to heaven. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? But people don't even have the capacity to test. It's like everything's a scam. Well, congratulations. You failed the test. The test of gods, basically. You just failed it. Not only I feel like I've passed the test, but I passed the test so quickly and with such you know, well, I did stumble one time, and then Monica had to fucking uh do her thing in my brain. But it was still me changing my own mind because of the connections that I had. You know, again, I can't take 100% credit, and at the same time, my mom helped, so I needed that saving net because I was just stuck. Uh, I'm always like completely clueless in that sense, and like it almost just destroyed me. But I got to see like more how people react to it, like how people just don't care. They don't have the capacity to care anymore, and it's so weird. And if you don't learn that caring is actually what keeps the world turning, like I'm sorry, bro. Once you stuck in your little bubble, you can be frozen to death and completely, uh, well, again, raped in such extent where you just lose everything. You lose everything. You can be drained, basically. If you have ever heard about vampires, that's how it happens. The actual strategy is to just freeze you in place, to make you dependent on the location that you are living at. All right, I'm not really dependent. I'm just in a corner. I have to defend myself. I'm not dependent though on anything. So vampires will make you dependent and predictable, then drain you. But there's a much greater force and much greater force, which we all know as zombie apocalypse. You know, this is how evil manifests. This has been shown very clearly. Evil manifests as a zombie apocalypse, as people just trying to loot and trying to gain some kind of advantage on each other when there is no advantage to be gained. You're just destroying your city, basically. So it's a zombie. It's just a violent person who thinks they will not never get in trouble because other people gonna join the force. You know, it's a mob mentality. So while vampires kind of operate independently and unpredictable, as you can tell, they put you in the opposite position to drain you, to scare you, and again, try and take things away from you. But instead, you get drained, like emotional in every single way. They just manipulate you, just toying with your emotions. They want to see you suffer, basically. And then there is the zombie apocalypse. Is people looting uncontrollably as nobody can stop them. Which is absolutely not true. It's like if ever a military needed to be domestically engaged and everyone should be fucking shot in the fucking head, This is the correct moment. This is the green light for military to just activate their guns and machine guns and just mow down the idiots who think that this isn't the fucking normal thing to do, to be a zombie. And if there's any time to seek independence, is when government is becoming a fucking vampire infestation. This is the correct time to seek independence, not to attack a government building. I'm sorry, or right-wing fucking fools. That's not the right time to attack a government building. When someone didn't get elected, that means you're dependent on the fucking elections to work. Like, are you fucking that stupid? You were dependent and predictable, and vampires just allowed you to ruin your fucking image, basically. And Trump ruined his image even more so. Just everyone is that fucking stupid to the point where, like, how the fuck do I communicate anymore? Do we have to speak English language, human language, or do I have to fucking reinvent myself completely differently? Because I think now people are learning visual language. They want to see things on the screen, so flashy, so interesting, that they get mesmerized. We'll forget all the languages of the world, and we're just gonna care about visual language. And the first thing that you want to see on your thumbnail is fucking Mr. Beast face. That's how it works now. Oh, we haven't stopped. All right, we haven't stopped. There's also creepers don't exist, by the way. The creepy people don't exist. Groomers and predators, they don't exist right now. They just can operate as much as they want because they're the minority. All right, if you want to help the minority, like those are the people. Predators and groomers, but yet they're being hunted down, and I'll tell you exactly why. There's werewolves. Want you to buy their things while they collect data. And you don't know what they're gonna do with that data. They know what you buy, what you need in life. What are you dependent on again? But it's different sort of dependence, right? They have data over you. They know where you are, they know what you're doing. And the moment you are in the right place at the right time, well, bad things are gonna happen to you, right? I'm still not fully aware of how this works, but this is about businesses, right? This is about businesses. You come into their store and you start buying things. So the first thing that can happen is they're gonna raise prices. All right, they're gonna raise prices. They're gonna inflate everything that you care about. They're gonna just take it away from you randomly. Just all these things you care about. No, you can't buy it. It's double the price now. It's inflation. There's a reason why it's double the price. I apologize. It's because this and that and this for those. We have found a reason, you know. So basically again, predictability is being used against you. It's very simple. Simply the same thing, which is weird. So what is the difference between vampires and werewolves? It's the same thing as courage and confidence. Vampires are so confident they can knock on your door. There's no escape. All right? This is why you need to seek independence. With werewolves, you need to be more unpredictable in that sense, where you go through loopholes in data and you find things that are meant for you, basically, that cannot be taken away from you. Because they know if they take too many things away from you and make you very uncomfortable. So that's what werewolves prey upon. We have said the magical word is comfort. You get too comfortable about something. It's not necessarily predictable, but you get comfortable with just bad things like buying chips, buying energy drinks, buying all these fucking stupid things. You get comfortable with that, and they can manipulate the prices because they don't care about those things. They're not. They think you're a fucking fool to buy certain things, so they will take those things away from you. So you get fooled for being too comfortable about something, for being too comfortable to just damage everyone else's life. And it doesn't stop there because, of course, why should it stop? Once we started inflation, why should we stop? Why should we give homes to anyone, basically? So you get comfortable and powerless. Those are the magic words, I think. Don't be... Well, we have to bake a cake at this point. We need to bake monster cake. Or a rape cake. The cake of a rape. What are we already switching layers just to annoy people? I really don't want to do that because it's not gonna have an impact at all. So zombies, creepers don't exist right now in a manifestation in a massive way. Everything else is massive. These assholes, they're massively trying to organize themselves. Werewolves. But when creepers show up, everyone gets outraged. Everyone gets outraged for a very simple reason. They're fucking evil. They don't understand how creepers are just a minority of people just trying to survive. I'm also just a minority. I belong in that category, technically. And the moment I do something creepy, oh, we have to fucking remove you. Oh, I actually want to take things away from you right now. You're actually powerless. Yeah, talk to the next person. I am not powerless. I'm not drunk all of a sudden with contempt for the things that I have. I'm very happy with the things that I have. You think so? You think so, bro? You think I'm partying day and night and I have resources to burn? We'll fucking see about that. You are my resource. All right? You are my resource. If anyone goes down, it's you. If anyone's brain is gonna be picked, it's yours. If you attack me, bro. Because I don't got nothing to offer. I spend my resources. I allow empty space to manifest. Where people can love me as much as they want. It's not gonna be clogged up with any fucking idiot. And no dead bodies found. Anyways. I haven't even touched a woman. Why am I talking about rape? Don't allow people to treat you like shit. So, zombies prey on, like, low self-esteem. They test what are you gonna do, basically. I mean, we figured out seek independence and unpredictability. Vampires won't be able to catch you that way because they get closer and closer. They're kind of creeping in, but their intentions are to drain you. They're creeping in to just appear different. Change their face so you can't actually recognize them. They can be anything. You know, they could be a close friend, and all of a sudden they switched up on you. And werewolf, hoping you will stay comfortable. Well, don't get comfortable with bad ideas or purchases. Pretend to give something of value. So again, this is why you have to learn to give a penny to people. It's like, all right, I have money. And if they ask for more, it's time to fucking beat the fucking shit out of them, bro. Holy, give me my penny back. Boom! You don't fucking like what I gave you? You think it's fucking useless? Holy moly, bro. In this case, you just take out of your purse and fucking wiggle around and give a coin to the person attacking you. And they're going to be distracted just enough, confused just enough, so they're vulnerable from asking for more. Because the moment they ask for more, now you're in control. Now they're desperate, you're in control. It's time to fucking beat the shit out of them. In that sense. He asked for more, man. He asked for more. You know what you have to deliver, bro. The fury. Because, again, you use the distraction of giving something, of doing something nice, in order to reorganize your feelings. Of, like, you know what your next move is going to be. You don't know what the start of the conversation is going to be, but you know what to do next after they ask for more. They just walk away. You know. If the coin is like too valuable, if it's actually €1 and they walk away and you're like, hey, I'll give you a better coin. You know, you can do that, I guess. It's still very dynamic. It's a tough one. They can get lucky, man. They can win a jackpot. But you just allow them to have that, whatever. If they ask nicely, all right. If they ask nicely. Otherwise, you just say, what? You need something? You sure? All right, bro. Because they don't expect, again, they don't expect you to give anything. They feel like they will have to demand things from you and sort of force it out. Just because these things exist doesn't mean the world is bad or evil. That means the world is overly good and people don't know where to put the good things at. So they created a black hole of monstrosity and they throw bad things into that black hole. That's what it's used for. A lot of people are still going to complain about it because they don't understand how to even deal with it. But the joke is on you, all right? Rapists are very effective in waking you up. Now you have to look for solutions because you know that the world doesn't just work for you 24/7. Doesn't just allow you to do whatever the fuck you want. Doesn't manufacture bullshit into candy just by default. You have to find valuable things you can give to society and not just hoard it for yourself, which is the main fucking problem. All right? Hoarding is the main problem. If you can give value, then please hurry up before you get fucking eaten alive. It's just very fucking simple. Because often enough, hoarding turns into a fucking disaster. You just start rotting as a person. Like, you never fully acknowledge the value that you have generated. You just don't give a fuck anymore. Because you accumulate so many things, so much of the same resource, and forgot how to exchange it. Well, or how to share it with other people. Or, well, I forgot. Oh, oops. I forgot that one. Yeah, how fucking funny and ironic that by the time I learn a reason of why I need to shower, I don't know how to communicate any reasons at all to anyone. How funny is that, right? The moment I learn the reasons, they're not actually that important in convincing people whatsoever. There's something else that has to be learned. And by the time I learn that thing, it's probably not going to be cool either. Let's see what Taylor has to say. The Great War. I've never listened to this, did I? Look, it worked, guys. It worked. You just laugh at them, and they start working for me. Shit, we need to date this person. I never did. Taylor. A different Taylor. The apocalypse version Taylor. Yeah, that one. I'll always be yours. Because we survived the Great War. And this is like self-explanatory thing. You can pretty much fall in love with anything whatsoever. But only like these great things can decide if your love will survive. And that's like the correct one. The one that you actually deserve. Hopefully I'm not gonna just end up with a crippled person right now. That would be pretty bad. Not good for me. But it's a good place to start. Because you gotta pick the low-hanging fruits. The ones that can't run away. That's actually a pretty fucking good. That's a pretty good feature, not gonna lie. I mean, I can relate to a crippled person because they get money from the government. Fuck yeah, let's go. Yeah, that little shit that was trying to talk to me. We'll see how that goes. I'm scared, man. I'm scared. Yeah, I'm evolving, alright? From this fucking terrible human being. But, like, women are sometimes just as horrible as men. They think, like, the only value I have is beauty, and I don't need to do much else whatsoever. And then I ask them to hold a conversation, and it doesn't happen. It just doesn't work out for some reason. Yeah, she looks awesome. I am busy, guys. No, come on. I hate Instagram so much. Recently, now that it logs me out every God knows what amount of time. I don't know. It's weird. Life is weird and you have to push through it. The reason why life is so weird is that you have to increase the potency of things. Increase. And there's always going to be poison in the world. So you have to taste the poison. You just got to taste the poison. It's just one of these things. You have to taste the poison to the extent that you don't get hurt. Taste the poison without getting hurt. It's just the simplest thing. It's gonna wake you up really fast when you realize, shit, that was bad. That was cringe. Yeah. And this is just a general idea of, like, you have to taste everything in a way. Maybe not dirt. Maybe not grass. Those things are kind of fucking weird. But maybe not rocks. Try to taste the. I mean, I'm pretty sure it doesn't go anywhere. We did that collectively, all right? Cows eat grass. No one eats dirt and rocks, unfortunately. So we can just leave that behind. But there's always some weird elements, some weird things that exist that you haven't tried yet. And they're just sitting there in some shelf that you haven't explored. Some kitchen shelf. So see you guys next time. Don't get raped, but a little bit is not gonna hurt you, am I right?